Hi, I'm Kana Brooks. Today I'm going to start this video with a Coke bottle analysis. Most of you might be familiar with it, but I just thought it's the perfect demonstration to show how we sometimes get shaken up and not even realizing what the triggers are. So, the summer holidays are around the corner. It should all be fun and games. However, our routines have changed. We can't afford to go on a holiday abroad. We can't afford to do expensive day trips. The children are bickering. Everybody's feeling hot and bothered, and we're all getting into each other's faces. Now, if I open this bottle, we will see an explosion. Today's video is about showing you some strategies and giving you ideas to remove this lid slowly, so we let the fizz out slowly and reduce some of the explosions. The first thing I'm going to focus on is proactive communication. We have the ability to either escalate or de-escalate situations with the words that we use. The 5 things I'm going to focus on is 1, body language, 2, giving choices, 3, connection over correction, 4, do what you say and say what you do, and 5, focus on the positive. So, number 1, body language. What do I look like and what do I sound like? If you are going to approach your child who is nearly in crisis point with a confrontational manner and a negative posture, that means making yourself big and pointing in your child's face or putting your hands on your hips, that could provoke a negative feeling and a power battle. So think about how you approach your child in a calm and content manner, and you can make yourself small by going down onto their level. Number 2, giving choices. By giving choices, we are not giving our children what they want. We are simply making it a win-win situation and giving them that chance to make a decision and make them feel independent, and also to carry the consequences of their choices. So, by giving a child choices gives them that sense of power. But we are still in control of it all, so we still have the power. So it doesn't have to be a power battle. For example, if your child have issues with bath time every night, but you want to stick to the routine in the holidays, then just change the wording and change the way that you say it and make that demand into an option. For example, in 30 minutes, it's wash time. Do you want a shower or bath? So, 1, I am giving a 30 minutes process time. I'm letting the child know that he's got time to think about that. Plus, I'm not giving a demand. Yes, I'm saying it's wash time, but they get the choice between shower or bath. You can also change that around and think about something positive that's going to happen afterwards. So it's not bribing, it's just basically using that to make it into a positive option. So if we have a family movie night tonight, I might say, remember, it's movies and munchies tonight, but before that it's wash time. So are you going to shower or bath? Can you see how I'm changing a negative situation that tends to always be a negative situation into something positive? And I'm giving the child the chance to make a decision about what he wants to do, but I am still in control of it. Now, the third thing is connection over correction. This could be when you are, for example, in the car and your child doesn't want to put a seatbelt on. This is a moment when, remember, we are all feeling shaken up, where you might not have the capacity to deal with all of the situations, and it's easy to then start to shout and threaten. If you don't put your seatbelt on, you're not going with. And unfortunately, that's a lie. You won't leave your child at home alone. So what you can do in that situation is validate your child's feelings and say, you know what? I understand. I don't want to wear a seatbelt either. But we're going to the park and we're going to get out and we're going to run around and we are going to have fun. So let's put our seatbelts on. Everybody's wearing a seatbelt and let's get to the park. Can you see how I've changed that? I've changed that negative situation into diverting those feelings to the positive outcome that we are going to have. By connecting with my child and understanding my child's feelings. And I can also say about a situation that I had with my daughter and toddler, where my toddler broke up a model, and which my daughter really worked hard on. So I didn't go and tell off the toddler. I immediately bent down. I went onto my daughter's level, and she's 10 years old, and I said to her, I understand. I understand. You are frustrated. So I acknowledged her feelings. I validated her feelings. And then I said to her, talk to me, how do you feel? And there was a lot of crying that came out. And I just carried on, and I did active listening, and I said, I understand. And there was more crying that came out until everyone was calm. And I could then correct, and I could say to my toddler, you know, that's not okay. Unfortunately, he doesn't quite understand, but I had to make the point so that my daughter can see that I am correcting after the connection. Number 4 is do what you say and say what you do. I like to link this with consequences. It's so easy to get involved in that consequence spiral, and you will say to your child, that's it, you're losing your iPad for today. Oh, no. Now that's 2 days. That's a week. You're losing it for the holiday. Does that sound familiar? However, we can't actually see that through. So you're not doing what you're saying because it's unrealistic. We need the iPads for survival time in the holiday. So you are going to give in at some point. Usually with a consequence, what I would do is I would say to my child, think about your iPad time. So there's already an opportunity for your child to make a choice. Next, I would say, that's twice I've asked you to stop. If you continue, you are going to lose 10 minutes of your 60 minutes iPad time. So I'm giving my child that choice. I'm telling him that I've asked him twice. And if he doesn't stop, then there is going to be a consequence, and you are going to lose 10 minutes of your 60 minutes because we can follow through with that. Also, if you promise to go to the park tomorrow, or you promise to go to the cinema on Friday, write this down in a calendar and do what you promise. And then the last thing is focus on the positive. Have a positive reward system, getting buttons. If we all get 20 buttons together, we are going for a day out somewhere. Or look at your children when they're doing something right. When you have that calm, green feeling, if you look at the 5-point scale behind me, if you're all in that green zone and everything's going well, praise that. That's when your bonus sweets come out. What have you done to deserve a bonus sweet? This is also a nice way to, just control the intake of sugar and sweets. I like to use a bonus sweet jar, and it's something wow that comes out. I call it a Kodak moment. When you take a photo, Kodak moment. If you have those special moments, take that out and let the children reflect on their behavior. What have you done to deserve this bonus sweet? And they need to say what they were doing. So focus on those positive moments and get involved. You can be involved in those moments and have fun with your children. I'm now going to move on to the regulation part. Let's talk about regulation. Right. I will attach some activities that you can do and examples of the incredible 5-point scale behind me, or zones of regulation that you can use. I recommend the whole family sitting together and working out. Make this a fun activity to work out how all of you feel in different zones and what calms you down. The important part about this is that the children learn about their own feelings and emotions and how to regulate themselves, and they learn about others' feelings and understand and respect others' feelings and what others need to calm down. So sit down and think about your different zones. If you all feel on a green zone, what does that look like? Take photos of each other. Take photos of what is a calm and cool moment. Next, if you move on to, let's say, a yellow zone or a blue zone, what do you feel like? Talk to everyone in your house. How do you feel? Explain it to me. And what do you look like? Role play that. Take photos. And when you put up your display somewhere in your house with your different zones, you will have a photo example of what you look like in that zone, and that will be easier for children to go and identify how they feel. Now, you can have photos of the whole family and go and stick it in the zone. If you feel you are in a yellow zone, which means that you are feeling slightly confused, you're kind of in the middle between crisis point and being calm, and you're feeling a bit unsure, have different strategies. Talk about different strategies. What would you do in every zone to calm down? Some people can have little baskets, so you can have a little basket or a tray that goes with your different zones, and children can then take a basket. If they're on the blue zone where they're feeling a bit bored, they can take the blue basket and get an activity out, which is very special because it's not an everyday activity that I put in those boxes. One can be a fidget box. So if a child is, for example, on a 5 and in crisis point, and they're able to sit down with a fidget box, you can have your box or tray for number 5 with some fidgets and bubbles. I love this ball activity where you do the crossover in front of your nose. So you do the midbrain crossing and you just pass the ball from the left to the right. Try not to throw the ball. You need to do the pass over under your nose. This can be a squishy ball, and you can do that for about 90 seconds. Teach your child how to breathe. So you can have bubbles. You can just say, blow your hand away. You can use diversion or distraction. If your child's, for example, on a orange, if you look at this behind me on the 5-point scale, and you know that they're close to crisis point, this is when you stop verbal demands. Point to your child to the activity that they can do to calm down. And in my examples that I will attach to this, we have Zen dance, and I have examples of fidgets. You can make your own little sensory circuit, something that you will help your child and what they agree with beforehand, what helps them to calm down. Again, it's all about the validating the feelings and helping your child out of the problem. If you are going to shout and scream and also be dysregulated when your child is dysregulated, then you are role modeling to them how you deal with feeling dysregulated. So think about what you look like and what you sound like. And yes, if the behavior is undesired and you're not happy with that, just wait. Remember, when a kettle boils and it goes off, the water is still hot for an hour and a half. So only after an hour and a half, your child will be calm enough to discuss what happened. Lastly, to end this video, I just quickly want to show you a quick demonstration about boundaries over the holidays. Now, if your boundaries are going to be very firm, I'm thinking of a lollipop lady pointing people in different directions all the time. If your boundaries are too firm, they can snap. That's where it's difficult to see everything through and to follow through. If your boundaries are too easy to stretch, then there's no firmness in it. But if we think about a pipe cleaner, have pipe cleaning boundaries. If you think about a pipe cleaner, it's firm, yet bendy and flexible. So you have your firmness, but it can bend. Make it a win-win situation. Be firm, but fair. I will see you on Saturday. Bye.